Hey traders, welcome to the full market analysis for the 1st of October. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a really good example, isn't it, of the markets actually diving in and diving out, losing money, making money, waiting for the profits to arrive. That's the name of the game. And I'll show you that and how that works. Lots of questions coming in, and thank you for all the questions. They make a big difference to me, actually. Makes me think about things, and I don't know what you don't know unless you tell me, of course. So I'm happy to help you and share with my 35 years of experience and hopefully get you on the right track to making a lot of money and changing your lives. So let's go into gold on steroids. This is gold on steroids. This is how it works. Let's just clarify, and forgive me if I repeat myself a lot. I do, because we've got new people coming in all the time. So, and I also want to show you my MT4 settings, which I trade gold off of mostly. So I'm out and about in the morning, as you know, playing golf or whatever I'm doing. So I tend to use my MT4 chart most of the time for gold in particular. So let's have a look at gold on steroids. So we're looking for this scenario here. Remember, you want to be buying into a demand area. The demand area by definition is a buy zone. Okay, so you can buy anywhere along that line there. The other thing you want to make sure is that if you are at the charts, just make sure that everything's in line and all the buys are in. And the other thing, once you get into a position that's agreeing, everything green buy, everything red sell, then you stick with that plan. In other words, don't pull out here, pull out here, pull out here, pull out here, which I know some of you do. Hold on to the position as long as possible and squeeze as much profit out of the markets as you can, because like we're seeing right now, the market has gone sideways and there's no clear definition in terms of gold. Others are setting up nicely, but in terms of gold, we can see here clearly that the price is range bound and there's no clear definition. So what do I mean about that? Well, if the price cycle in the first instance is oversold, so that means there's highly likely to be a bounce higher at some stage, but we have all the sellers in. So in order for this to be a sell, we have to think about the demand zone. It's a buy zone, remember, it's not a sell zone. So the buy zone has to be broken in order for this to be a significant sell. At the moment, we're seeing that the price is range bound, and so we do have to see a strong buy above this zone here. So this area here and here are holding the price back as we see it. Now, in terms of this morning, if you got into the trade and you got my signal, then and you maximize the move, you're talking about 290 pips or thereabouts, which was the maximum. And if you get 200 or 300 pips, bank it. Okay, it rarely moves significantly, but yesterday we saw a move of over 600 pips in just a couple of hours. So don't be surprised how much money you make using the gold on steroids system. It's very, very good. All right, so we can see clearly straight away there's no trading setup. So let's see what's going on across the market. Don't forget, we've got NFP non-farm payroll this Friday at 1:30 UK time. So that will have an impact on the dollar in particular, and of course gold at the same time. So be aware of that. Lots of questions, including divergence, change of character, correlation, trailing stop. Let me go back to gold because that's important. So this is the gold setup. Move my big head out of the way. And what I want to do is just go into my setup on my MT4 chart, which is usually on my phone. So what I'm looking for here, and I'm going to make sure that the price finishes above the 9 SMA. So you need the 9 SMA on your chart. I've got here MFI, money flow index. and I've set this at 10. So for a buy, I must see that the price has finished above the 9 and above the 50 here, which is the central line here. This is the 50 line here. The other thing I must see, of course, is the oscillator moving up at the same time. I'm not too concerned about it being overbought at this stage. I am concerned when it becomes extremely overbought above 90 there. It's a good exit strategy, and it's oversold now. So what do we require for this to be a buy? Well, the price has just moved above the 9. Okay, so that's tick 1. The oscillator is oversold, so that's tick 2. But look at the money flow. Money flow is flat. Okay, I need the money flow to do this and then finish above the 50, and that is highly significant, because once that starts to move up, you can see that in history, that is significant, and the buyers come in, and on your gold on steroids you'll see that everything goes green. All right, so just a little tip there. So that answers one question. And of course, what you want to do, 15-minute chart, just make sure your stop trails this, so you can actually lock in 200 or 300 pips, whatever it might be. Might be 100 pips, might be 200 pips, doesn't matter. But you're going to maximize the position and squeeze as much profits out of the market as you can. Okay, all right, so that's that ticked there. So that covers the trailing stop on the gold on steroids and the MT4 chart. That question is ticked. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. All right, so I'm going to cover convergence, because this is something that can be important, is important, but not vital. And I will explain. This is the pound yen. We've just gone long on this. So this is the daily chart on the advanced pro charts. That's the full version. And as we can see here, let's change that color here. So this is highly significant here, this trend line. Price has broken through it. Fake sell, fake sell. And look, possibly a fake sell. We'll have to wait and see. But we do expect the price to come up back up to this area, 200 really, or 201. So that's the situation we have there. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. And one of the questions coming is, does the divergence have to be on the line? It doesn't have to be on the line. I just have to see a divergence line here. It's good enough. It's good enough. So we have convergence. Convergence means that the buy power of 73 is hitting a very strong demand area from previous weeks, in this instance, not months, but weeks. So this is not a fresh demand area. This has not been developed over the last day. This has been for quite some time. So this is highly significant. So we have convergence, we have divergence, we have a buy power of 73. Above 60, above 65 is very strong. Now, in terms of change of character, you need to see a change of character. I can show you a simple way to do that, but let me just do it the long way round, like everyone else shows you. There's simpler ways to do this. People tend to complicate these things too much. They called them change of character, break of structure, but it's basically reversals, support and resistance, demand and supply. They changed these things over the years. But you want to see this change of character here. So I've just drawn a very simple trend line on the 4-hour chart. So, and I want the trend line to be touching at least twice, if not 3 times. So that becomes a much stronger trend line. And so the change of character at the stage where the price moves above that line is going to be highly significant and probably start to achieve higher highs and higher lows. So if I draw a line here that's previous high, oops, wrong color, then something like that is going to work really well, because the price is going to move above that previous high and break that trend line. Now, there's a problem here, isn't it? You can probably see it straight away, in that it takes time for the change of character to appear, and I don't like waiting about. I want to be on the golf course. So if I see a price coming into demand with divergence and a highly probable situation occurring, I'm not going to muck around. I'm not going to wait for the change of character. Now I'm going to show you the day trading technique we use on the advanced pro charts, and you can use this as a change of character if you wish. So I'm going to flick down to the 15-minute chart on the pound yen. So we can see that the price has been moving down for quite some time, and this is perfectly acceptable. What you're looking for here, a couple of tips. I know some of you have the advanced pro chart, so it's okay. I can't give you the settings, of course. That wouldn't be fair, but we can see that this Fibonacci area is highly significant. The other thing to look out for is the price below the black line, which is the central pivot, or the average price for the previous day. See how the price rejects this area. Very common, very common, very common, very common. Okay, but you don't want to be short now, necessarily. All right, so what you can do is wait for the change of character. Let's see if I can spot one. Oh, there we are. Pound Aussie, we've been long this for quite some time. So this was the situation here on the pound Aussie. I think we've been in it for about a week or something, and we got in about here. Now the change of character when I got in, it had not occurred. I'm not going to be sitting about on a 15-minute chart. Why would I? Sounds a bit funny, I know. But at the end of the day, there's your change of character there. You can wait for that, but it can occur any time of the day. It can occur at midnight. So what are you going to do? So the good news is that we have change of character on the pound Aussie, and it's heading for target. So let's have a look. And there it is there. All right, so there's a couple of points here to note. If you've got the reversal charts, then you'll know this. This is the reversal charts. So we've been in this since 15th, so 2 or 3 weeks we've been in this, and now it's starting to kick in. Takes time sometimes, and we've got a target there of 206.58. All right, so that's your reversal. So we have, just a reminder, we have divergence all over the place. We have convergence, plus we have a strong buy of plus 65. And look where the demand is. It goes back months and months and months and months. This is a very strong demand area. It's not a fresh demand area. It's old. Highly likely to move up. All right. So that deals with divergence. Let me tick that one off. That deals with change of character. So we're just talking about correlation now. Now, there was a question on the pound Swiss and the pound Aussie. The miners don't tend to have any correlation. It's just one of those things. We have correlation on the yen. So let me just try and clarify that. So I don't see any correlation between the pound Swiss and pound Aussie as an example. They're doing the same thing, similar, I know. But I don't ever see it, that they're doing the same thing. Sterling is stronger, I guess you could argue. Pound New Zealand is pretty flat, but we do expect this to go down. So there's no correlation I can see in terms of the miners. However, let's go to the yen. Let's go back to the so this is the yen futures. Now what happens here, as the price goes up with the yen future contracts, then the actual yen pairs goes down. The New Zealand yen is going down. We're losing money. Okay. The pound yen, which is just about to take off, hopefully, will actually make a lot more money. But what will happen here, as the price comes into this area here, it's highly likely to be a rejection. And once it does that at any stage, then this will drive the yen pairs up. So that is correlation at its very best, to be honest. We can't talk about the dollar because it's not actually going anywhere, but we can talk about the dollar in terms of correlation. When this goes down, euro dollar goes up. When this goes down, US Swiss goes down. US yen goes down, usually. All right, so that's correlation. So I'm not concerned about minors in terms of only correlation between the dollar and the yen pairs, really. So let's have a look at the positions we've got. Bitcoin's just hit our target. Thank you very much. Congratulations. So a nice profit there. So this is what you're looking for. So it looks like it wants to go higher. I did mention this a few weeks ago that it's getting ready. Hopefully you were listening. Hopefully you were listening. 83, power of 83 with divergence on a strong demand area. Right, that's what you're looking for. Euro pound, hopefully you got the signal. Hopefully you've actioned it. Heading for 86.44. Convergence, divergence, power of 70. New Zealand Canadian, looking good. I'm just flicking through it at the moment. Yeah, now this is a good example of an invalid trade. Something else I didn't write down, but you mentioned invalid trades. These are really important. So we do have divergence. We have divergence in the market. I prefer to see it up here like this, to be honest. However, this is a very, very weak supply. Now it can go down and do what it likes, but it's not valid for us. If you want a successful trading career, I presume you do, then you have to have a strategy that works consistently. If it doesn't fit the criteria, then don't trade it. Now in terms of the Euro Canadian, we did have a valid trade, and there was a supply area here converging with divergence. Now the price may well give way at some stage, but it became invalid. So I think we lost about 30 pips on that one. We don't wait for it to hit stop because it's invalid. Then just throw it away. Okay, throw it away. Let your your profits run, and then throw the ones away that are not valid any longer. Far better way to trade and to make money. Pound Swiss is looking good at last. We've been very patient with this one, haven't we? And looks like it's going. Remember that your profits are far, far, far bigger than your losses. So it doesn't matter about your losses. Just forget them. Doesn't matter. You just have to wait for them to come in. Aussie Swiss, congratulations. Just about to hit target in the next few hours. Strong, strong, strong. 76% chance of going up, and it did. Pound yen. Mentioned this earlier today. Wait for change of character if you wish. If you're patient enough. I'm going to talk about also Canadian yen. I've got this one on my list. Right, so let's go to the daily on the daily, shall we, on the Canadian yen, just to have a quick look, a quick shifty. Oh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Wow. All right, all right, all right. I can hear you saying. Scanner started in the middle of the recording. That's great, isn't it? All right, so we have divergence, we have convergence, we have buy power of 71 on the Canadian yen. I would prefer, as I previously mentioned, I would prefer to see this going down the yen futures, but it's not. So you might have to be out the money for a little while, but it should in the next 24 hours or so. So let's do the maths. Make sure your stop loss is below the demand area, 63 pips. 246 pips, 3.86 to 1. Now the reason I've chosen the not 2 to 1, because 2 to 1 will be about there. You can choose that 106.64, reasonable. But have a look at the daily on the advanced pro charts. This is now hitting a major, this is coming to demand on the daily. So this is pure correlation here. It's coming into the 50% fib. It's coming to this very strong trend line, and it's coming to this very strong demand zone as well, which is going back several months back into July. All right, so the chances of this working are extremely high. There's in fact a 71% chance of this working really, really well. Now the invalid trades, is this valid? You have to say no, it's floating. So if the price is in between this area here and here, then the chances of this actually making money are probably 50%, if less than that probably, because it could do this or it could do this, and we don't want that. We want clarity and confirmation. We have enough yens going anyway. Euro yen invalid. Can you see why? Can you see why? Let's take that one off. Congratulations if you traded the change of character. Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. This will be fun. Before I do that, let's just see. See, this is a demand area. Not significant enough for us. It could bite and bounce up, but this is much more significant here. So everyone will be buying here, probably get stopped out. The stop hunters will be looking for you. But look down there. Down here at 171.20, let's say. Buy power of 88. So this is going to be a very powerful move here once it gets down there. So this is invalid, but definitely one to watch. What else can I tell you? Just flicking through. Oh yes, euro yen. Let's go back to the euro yen. Last bit here because the markets are doing okay. I'll go back to gold in a minute. So let's do change of character. So the change of character, we go down to the 15-minute chart. Very easy, very quickly on the euro yen. Okay, euro yen. There we go. There's your change of character there. Well, that's your continuation pattern. That's it for today. My grandchildren have turned up. It's going to be madhouse. Let's have a quick look at the gold. Nothing going on with gold. So it's probably going to wait for NFP. But if it does change, I'll let you know in the signals room or in the VIP room. Have a wonderful day.